Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Harachakwadash. Double honors been to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this 100% truth. Much peace and blessings be unto you, hopeful, elect out the Bishnat, the order of thought, truth, and sincerity. To all you welcome to say Shalom. I am the Akira. I am from the servants Yahweh Yahushai Cam, coming in with the quick lesson and going into a dream about a mushroom cloud that I had, if I'm mistaken, 2 nights ago. But, to go into the dream, what basically happened was that I was a cameraman, and the whole meme around the cameraman never dies. Well, that stood out because, I got to view the pre-destruction and the destruction itself and the aftermath after all things were concluded, in one sitting. Or as a cameraman. Basically what happened was that I was in some kind of warehouse and you had Jake out there just partying, recklessly skateboarding. They were, drinking, they had drugs with them. And you had some, whole bags, if you will. But, just Jake being Jake, man, and that feel like behavior of viewing themselves in the marriage, having party, drinking, all that stuff. Just trying to have mirth, being in the house of feasting, which the scriptures say, it condemns. The scriptures condemn being in that state, especially now in these times, man. All right, right now we're supposed to, be locked into the scriptures, and I tell them myself that first and foremost, man, because, being in this flesh, man, we're about to go up. We gotta stay strong though. But if I can get a quick precept out of this, I'm in the book of 2 Peter the 3rd. Actually, I want to explain the whole dream before I get into the scriptures. But what had happened was in the dream, I quickly panned down to the kitchen. There was a kitchen in the warehouse for some reason, but in the kitchen there was a box, and behind that box was a black kitten. All right, and that was really heavy to what was about to happen after that, because in Western ideology, a black cat represents bad luck. Represents evil. A bad omen. But it was also heavy because not only was it a black cat, but it was a kitten, and kitten represents renewal, a new beginning. So that really stood out because after I see that black cat, you look at the sky overhead and there's an ICBM literally about to hit. Like 2 seconds later, you see a big old and it was so close, man. You saw a big old mushroom cloud, and you can see a destroying wind. All right, it knocked down. It didn't knock down the warehouse, but it knocked down everybody. And then you could see the fire coming through, and everything was red, and everybody got consumed. But me being the cameraman, nothing happened. So you literally got to see. I literally got to see these people, being what's it called? In human flesh, literally disintegrate into nothing, into thin air. They literally vanished within that heat. And then after the mushroom cloud subsides, it's all fallout, walk out, and everybody's dead. Nothing's there, just me in an empty warehouse, man. So I just want to do a quick lesson on that. So now to the scriptures. This is the book of 2 Peter the 3rd chapter, verse 3, and it is going to the people in that like behavior in the warehouse. And it reads, 2 Peter the 3rd chapter, verse 3, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, because in these days, in this captivity, we're out in the houses and hedges, and you always have people out there scoffing and telling us, nothing's gonna happen and whatnot. They want to walk after their own lusts. They have itching ears. They just want to hear what they want to hear. They want everything to revolve around them. They don't want to see destruction. All right, that's why they hated the prophets, because we always, stood out. We were indifferent. We always spoke about the, opposite of what, Jake wanted, man. The role of a prophet is to prophesy against great countries, kingdoms, and peoples about, death, famine, the sword and destruction, as the scriptures say. And that was in the book of Jeremiah, the 28th chapter, around verse 8 to 9. But going on, it says, walking after their own lusts, and saying, where's the promise of his coming? Because with that coming comes a destruction, right? It's simultaneous. Yahweh Shai is just gonna come down here to steal his elect for no reason. There's gotta be a plot, you know. Yeah, of course Esau is trying to, you know, destroy us, but really, you know, the Yahweh Shai's gonna come back down here with the thousands of his, you know, angels from heaven to deliver us from the coming destruction and the ICBMs. So where's the promise of his coming? Yeah, and you know, they reject the idea of you know, the destruction, a day of destruction. You know, the scripture saying in the book of Habakkuk, the 1st chapter, verse 5. I shall actually, I'm gonna bring it out because I don't want to butcher it. So there's the book of Habakkuk, the 1st chapter, verse 5. It says, "Behold, I am among the heathen," and you know, that's talking about us. Hey, we're among the heathen because what is America known as? The great melting pot, right? Where you have all the nations mingled amongst each other. You know, all their cultures into one. All right, go to freaking New York, and you got Chinatown, you got Little Italy, you got all those areas, man. You know, even in LA. You know, so behold him on the heathen in regard. And with that being said, you know, to add on further, you go to any city, and there you got Moabite restaurants, you got Zachariah restaurants. You know, then you got soul kitchen, soup kitchens, and then you got, you know, soul food. You know, they're all mingled into one, man. You know, so in regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work in your days, you know, working these prophecies, such as that destruction, and that's a great work from the Lord right there. You know, to cleanse the earth, you know, remove its impurities, and that's basically the Lord, you know, healing the earth. You know, that's true medicine right there, the fire. So if I will work in your days, which you would not believe, that would be told you. And that's what, you know, that's basically what's happening here. We're telling you the destruction is at hand. The destruction is at hand. But you guys want to, you know, keep on walking after your lusts, saying, "I'm gonna start up a business 30 years later." You know, I'm going to college. You know, I'm gonna have kids and, you know, live a nice life, live a good long. No, you're not gonna live a good long life, man. 2023 could be it, man. This could be the last fucking year as we speak. Point blank, period. You know, and it's a terrible thing to even think about, actually. You know, but going back to 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, verse 4 says, "And where's the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, you know, our forefathers, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation." Yeah, hey, see? But that's how it's supposed to be. You know, it's really the Lord trying, you know, people's faith. You know, to see if they're still, you know, greater, you know, up in this thing, man. Hey, because you know, going back, you know, using 2000 as an example, you had a bunch of, you know, Israelites follow this truth after the 2000 prophecy wasn't fulfilled. Or that really screwed a lot of people up, and they all fell out the faith, man. They all fell out this truth. Alright, so that's an example, you know. They want things to be on time. Hey, but the scriptures even, Yahweh Shai even said that no man knows the time. Not even the angels, not Yahweh Shai, not us, not the angels. Nobody knows except for the Heavenly Father. Hey, but once the Heavenly Father gives the green light, you know, the go ahead, then, you know, we'll see that day, man. But going on, it says, verse 5, "For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of Yahweh the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. But the heavens and the earth, which are not now by the same word, are kept in store." And that's really the spirit too, because keep in mind, I was in the warehouse. You know, warehouse, you know, is a storage of goods. Or you have stored goods in the warehouse. And the fact that the destruction happened in the warehouse, man, that's right there. Look, by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment. Ooh, that's basically what happened in my dream. I was in the warehouse, and then the ICBM hits, man. You know, and it consumes everybody around me. You know, except for me. So Lord, what would the elect, man? Hey, because even us, you know, it may seem like the Lord's with us. At the same time, the Lord could just like ditch us, man. You know, the Lord could do that, man. The Lord could work like that. You know, work like that, to show the elect fear. You know, think about all the great men that look sincere, and at the end, the Lord just, you know, ditched them. All right, that's a terrible fate, man. And Lord, well, that doesn't befall us. Hey, because the scripture saying in the book of Hebrews, the 10th chapter, verse 31, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hand of the living power. You know, hand referring to the destinies of man. So Lord could really, screw us up, man. And that's our Heavenly Father, man. You know, our own parent, our own family. That's a terrible thing, man. But going back to verse 7, it says, but the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. See, the Lord's about to condemn you damn clowns, man. You know, all you wicked asses, man. You know, the hell with you, because the scriptures even go into how, the most I hated sinners. And that was the book of Sirach, the 12th chapter, verse 6. I'm gonna get that actually. But this is the book of Sirach, the 12th chapter, verse 6. And it reads, for the Most High hateth sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly. This is a straight precept to 2 Peter 3:7, man. You know, for the Most High hateth sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. You know, and what did it say in verse 7? Against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. Hey, and the reason why this time the destruction will take place by fire is because the Lord actually keeps his promises, man. Hey, the Lord is true, to his word, man. All right, he promised that he wouldn't drown out the world with water anymore. Hence why you have the rainbow, right? So this time he'll come back with fire, a thermonuclear destruction, a thermonuclear fire, a fervent heat. All right, capiche. All right, but I'm gonna get the book of Luke, the 17th chapter. Around verse 26, if I'm mistaken. Yeah, it kind of says, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. I wanted to get this precept out earlier, so lucky about that. But going to adding on to that for that behavior the people were in, man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. Keep in mind, Noah was prophesying for more than 100 years, over 100 years. And what was he known as? A preacher of righteousness. And what did he preach? The flood, the rain. Because back in the ancient world, he had no rain. As a matter of fact, all crops were fed through a mist. Or watered, not fed, watered through a mist. Which is every morning you wake up, and even if it didn't rain, you check the weather app, and it shows you it didn't rain, but it sure as shit is well on the grass. That's because of mist. The moisture. So that's how plants used to, get watered back in the ancient world before the flood, or antediluvian, if you will. That's a segment that Esau calls, But the antediluvian, that's the mist, and Noah was prophesying about that, and he was reteaching the same topic over and over and over again, like a broken record, like the apostle Torah said. We're like a broken record. We're gonna keep on being a broken record, man, because Noah was an example, man. Hey, we're supposed to keep on teaching about the same things, and that way we may get into the minds of our people. It also keeps us sharp, and that's basically what we're supposed to do. There are no other prophets. We all brought out the scriptures, man. There's no new prophecy. I can just had a random vision right now about this was gonna happen and whatnot, and it's not even in the scriptures. He just has a random vision, and he's gonna teach. No, we're gonna teach the same thing as brought to you from the scriptures, man. All right, and until Yahushua comes back down here, to deliver us, then we're gonna stop. But we're gonna keep on reteaching the same things over and over again. If we already did a topic, we go to another one, and it's a consistent cycle. We already got into all the topics. We go back to the first topic, and then all over again. But it goes on to say in verse 27, until the day of Noah until the day that Noah entered into the ark. That was when the first raindrops fell, and that's when people realized that Noah was right. Because after a time, people started thinking that he was a crackhead. but that wasn't true. And the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise, also as it was in the days of Lot, they did. I was talking about Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, and what is America known as? Spiritual Sodom, and that's pursuant to the book of Revelation 11th chapter verse 8. So it says, likewise also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they built. And that's exactly the mindset, these so-called Americans like to be in, especially Jake, man. They want to start up a business. They want to sell, they want to make some goods, they want to be a drop shipper like Andrew Tate. They want to eat delicacies, go out with their friends every single night. They want to drink. They want to build. They buy terrains over in these third world countries because it's cheap over there, and then they start building their homes over there while they're working here. And that's just this whole mindset, man. This Western mindset that the Lord so hates. But it goes on to say, but the same day that Lot went out from Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all, and also the chariots. And this thermonuclear destruction is going to be by the way of ICBMs and the chariots. But in this dream, it was specific on the ICBM. And it says, even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. See, because it's simultaneous. Yeah, the destruction has to happen when Yahweh Shai comes back down here. All right. Or else, how would Yahweh Shai establish his kingdom? Without America being destroyed first. Well, are they gonna co-rule? Hell no. Well, is Yahweh Shai gonna make an international treaty with Esau talking about, let's make a new pact about peace? Something else aside from NATO? No, we're gonna form a pact called ENJ, Esau and Jacob. Hell no. That's retarded right there. Yahweh Shai is gonna, destroy this captivity. That's like this kingdom break us out of captivity through the chariot lasers, man. Yahweh Shai is about to wreak havoc. And with them, he's gonna have some help, the ICBMs. But I want to get out the book of let's continue on. I'm gonna get out the book of 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter. I wanted to read on. So jumping down to 10, it says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with great noise. All right, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, and it's going to be unexpected. Is basically what it's referring to. Hey, because when you could have all the windows locked up, the doors locked up, everything's secure. You could have a purge insurance. Like in the movie The Purge, you'd have all the high security, on walls and whatnot. You could have that, but then you have some intruder break in out of nowhere, and you're scared, man. You're like, what the fudge sticks? That's basically what it's gonna be like, man. The day of the Lord's gonna come as a thief in the night. It's gonna be unexpected. Totally unexpected. And in which the heavens shall pass away with great noise, referring to the mushroom cloud. Big bangs, big flashes of light. And the elements shall melt with fervent heat. See, and the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. And the dream what you had was that when the ICBM, specifically, or when it impacted on the ground, all you saw was a mushroom cloud for a second, and everything was red. And you could see these people that were running around in the warehouse. They all got consumed. All you see is red. You didn't see dust. You didn't see what's it called? You didn't see corpses there. They all just vanished in the thin air. So in the elements, and that's basically what we're composed of, elements. The dust, the dirt is elements, and what are we? Of the dirt. So in the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. So Esau's, skyscrapers, all that crap he's been building, it's all gonna go to naught. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved with manner of persons ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness. And that put me in a check, man. That dream was, as the Akim talking about, being moved with fear. It's lucky about that Akim in my throat. But Going back to the dream, what you had was the black kitten, and that kitten represents, a beginning, because we all know that after the thermonuclear destruction, which is the end of Esau's rulership, will be the commence of the Israelite rulership. And that really stood out, that black kitten representing, our commence for once and for all, man, because, hey, man, man, we need it, man, we need it. So 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, verse, I'm going to start with verse 7. It says, and this is the prophet Ezra speaking. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or where shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of that followeth? And he sent to me from Abraham and to Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him. Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. And there's a reason why that happened. It was very significant. Back in Genesis, the 25th chapter, when you read about how Jacob held the heel of Esau, it was very significant, referring to the latter times. Because it says in verse 9, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Because after Esau's put out of power, we're going to come into his stead. We're going to be rulership. We're going to have slaves. We're going to have multiple women. We're going to be perfected, having the law in our inward parts. We're going to be sinless. We're going to have spiritual power. We're going to have riches. We're going to have all that. We're going to be gods, man. And we're going to rule for all eternity. Everything, the earth will be at peace, man. The trees will be rejoice. As the scriptures say, the fir tree shall rejoice, man. Shall sing or dance. Something like that, back in the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter. And because the trees, they're living beings, man. So they'll finally be happy that Esau won't have to, cause all this deforestation for the sake of paper and, more materials to build up these buildings. So everything will go back to normal. The earth will actually be at peace, because you got the law goes into a 7th year being a sabbatic year. A 7th year being a year of rest. So all the earth will get, because the Lord made this earth to be infinite, not finite. Esau, hunting resources to, the earth's core, and if she were to get rest at least, everything will go back to normal. The earth will regenerate everything, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, everything will be at peace, man, and that's what we hope for. Until the next one, I say shalom.